Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another Bobber Build series episode. And today we're going to be installing Galfer disc rotors on the front and on the back. We're also going to be installing new pads, a DID 525 ZVM X2 chain, black plated with a set of sprockets. And lastly, we're going to swap these old tires and fit new ones. All right, so let's get into it. We have a 36mm socket. We're gonna try to remove this nut, but before we do that, I'm gonna put the bike down, remove it off the stand, put it in gear, obviously, and try to release it. If it does not release, I'll just call my neighbor and ask him to step on the brakes and try to remove it with everything locked in the back. Maybe I can sit on the bike and get an extension for that. Oh boy, this is not going anywhere. All right, that was a success. It took my overweight neighbor to jump on this in order to release this nut, and it worked. We're not going to take it off completely right now. We need to cut the chain first, and then we can take everything off. This is the wrong size. Right now we cannot replace the rear disc because this is the wrong size. This is the DF907W. I'm supposed to get the DF915W. Now this is a smaller rotor. In no way, shape, or form that this is gonna fit. I mean, this is obviously a lot bigger. So we're gonna have to leave that for later. Talk to Classic Bike Reich and ask them to send another one. In the meantime, we'll leave this on and change the front only. it's time to install the chain, the black chain. The one I got is 120 links, and I think the original chain on the bobber is 108. Now, I have two ways to install this or to measure it. I could just remove 12 links, cut them off, or I could install the chain right now on the bike and see how it measures on the sprocket, on the rear sprocket, and cut according to that. You could just do a marker or a tie or anything, and then we could cut from there. I think I'm gonna go with the second option. Anyway, we have the chain on, and now all we have to do is compress this washer so I could lock the nut. Doesn't matter which side. All right, I want to try my best to finish this within an hour and a half, because right now it's 5 p.m. and the sun is gonna set at 6:30. So 1 hour, more or less. I'm gonna work as quickly as possible. Let's go. Okay, so I already installed the Metzeler Roadtec 01 tires on the bike, and I did not have time or a chance to film the whole process. But I did ride the bike for over 50 kilometers and did shave off the excess silicone on the tire. I think it's pretty much ready for the twisted roads to give you guys a proper vlog style riding impression. And honestly, the bike feels a lot better than how it was before with these stock rotors and stock tires. The front end feels a little lighter and the brake bite is a little sharper, and these rotors eliminated the pulsing that I had on the stock ones, because I think one or both were slightly warped, so it was pulsing every time I did slow speed braking. The Roadtec 01s completely changed the confidence. The original tires were pretty much done. They used to slide on acceleration and deceleration and sometimes slip in corners. My confidence was low, but these feel so much better. And regarding the chain, the noise is lower and it looks completely stunning in black. The build is coming together, and all we have to do right now is take this bike for a ride on the nearest twisty road and show you guys how it actually handles. So I took a ride to the nearest mountain road, which is about 30 to 35 minutes away. And I have the Ace Pro 2 X5, the Ace Pro 2 on the helmet, Zoom H1N to record my voice, which is connected to the Purple Panda mic. And we have the Zoom H4N in my pocket to record the exhaust sound. The tires are relatively cold right now, and we're gonna take it kind of slow up the mountain and then come back again and then go up maybe for a third time if it is necessary. So we have a tight turn here, a hairpin. All right, let's start with the brakes. The brakes have been wonderful. The difference is between night and day compared to the stock ones I had. Damn, that looks like a serious accident. The main issue that I had with the stock ones was, first of all, they were used for about 20,000 kilometers. But the main problem was the pulsing. As I said previously, one or both of the discs were probably warped. And that warping caused a pulsing effect when I was slowing down at low speeds. And I could hear the the brake pads pulsing on the disc. That is completely gone, mainly because these discs are new, and secondly is due to the fact that these rotors are floating discs. Now what's great about floating discs is that they prevent disc warp, because the outer part of the disc is disconnected from the center, which is the mount on the bike. And since I also got new pads, the braking has been phenomenal. And of course, a big part of the stopping power is the new tires. Now when you have warm, grippy tires, they don't slip. The previous tires I had were slipping every time. Even if I got them warm enough or hot on the twisty roads, they weren't performing as they should because the tires were old. It felt like I was riding on plastic wheels instead of rubber. In terms of leaning, the bike feels relatively better at flicking. So every time I go into a turn, the bike leans over more easily. I want to ride forward just a little bit and give you guys a full grab of the front brake and rear brake. Let's do it from A. That was really good. But I shouldn't do that in the middle of the road. But I noticed there was no cars behind me anyway, so the thing about scraping this bobber, you don't need to put much effort into doing it. Oh. Right, let's go a little bit faster downhill. And this weather is not it. It's a little bit cloudy and it might rain on Thursday. Today is Tuesday. So I was hoping to get a little bit of sun to get a beautiful contrast look. But sadly, this is what we get. London weather, UK weather. Now let's talk a little bit about the chain. The main issue I had with the chain was it was old, it was rusty, I couldn't get the dirt and shit off of it. I had to change it, and so now the bike rides quieter in terms of chain noise, but of course this bike is not quiet. The exhaust is terrifying. This helmet is not quiet. The question is it really worth it? If you have a new bike, a new bobber, or any other bike for that matter, I don't think it is necessary to swap because they are technically brand new. So for me, it was absolutely worth it. Now in terms of looks, the whole upgrade made the bike look a lot better. So as for the conclusion, the whole setup performs well, it looks great, and it was totally worth it. Now for the next episode, we're going to be installing suspension. For the rear shock, I opted for the Wilbur's, I think it was the 643 Nightline Edition. And for the front, they also provided progressive shocks with their friction-free oil. So on the front, we're not going to change much, but I think the progressive springs will give a different feeling to the front end. And for the rear shock, of course, it is fully adjustable, preload, rebound, and compression. The travel isn't that much on the bobber, but I think it will personally give the bike the racing design that I'm looking for. All right, guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comments below, and stay tuned for the next episode. See you in the next one.